There he is. You can see him there at the event. That is Brandon Russon joining us now. Brandon, thank you so much for coming on. And what we see, smiles and excitement on the faces, that changed not too long right after that. Can you walk the viewers through, as difficult as it is, of what happened when you got there, what it was like, and then how the tables turned?
Yeah, of course. I've found that talking about it has helped me kind of cope and process what happened, especially being in such close proximity to the graphic event that occurred. Me and my friend Steven, we showed up a couple hours early to get a good spot to watch the debates between Charlie and the people who were coming up to the mic. The vibes were really good. It was a really beautiful morning. I remember walking in and thinking, I hope there's good security here, because this seems like a very open place. There were a lot of rooftops. That's kind of just what you think about these days. But I kind of put those feelings aside because I thought that this was a very friendly crowd towards Charlie. It was an enormous crowd, one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen him have, having watched his videos. And then, of course, that horrible moment came, and it just seemed like everything was in slow motion, and I didn't feel like it was real for a split second. And as I fell to the ground, I realized something horrible just happened. I saw the bullet hit Charlie, and am still recovering from that image. But it didn't really hit me that's what had happened until I had fallen on the ground and texted my wife to tell her that there was a shooter and that I loved her, and just in case there would be more shots. I'm grateful that there weren't. At that point, my friend and I ran into the building, and we were safe at that point.
Wow. And just processing, what you would have experienced less than 24 hours ago, unimaginable. Brandon, can you tell us what ultimately brought you to this event to begin with? Was it something about his style, his conservative viewpoints? What was it?
I think Charlie Kirk is a very intelligent person. I've enjoyed watching his debates. I enjoy listening to open dialogue, and that's the main thing that drew me there. I love hearing both perspectives and hearing Charlie use evidence and facts and change minds and have an open mind to some things himself. I think his platform has done so much good for this country, and so I was very excited to witness one of these things that I've seen so many videos of in person. And of course, it took a very, very dark turn.
Yeah, and for those viewers that just joining us here, Brandon was not only at that exact event in Utah that Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA was holding, but he was right in front of the stage, and you see that from the selfie that you took here, and then witnessed the assassination of Charlie Kirk and processing that, and for you to come on and share that. Thank you. I'm curious to know if you have been, or maybe others that were in attendance have been reached out by authorities. You may have heard they said this was targeted. The community is not at risk, but they have 130 plus tips. They're still asking for people to call or maybe go online, submit tips. Did anyone reach out to you? Do you have anything that you could have shared with the FBI, or you needed to, or did you hear anything?
I have not yet been reached out to by any authorities. However, I think there is a viral video going around of I don't know if this has any involvement, but I was standing next to a man who appeared to be cheering right after the assassination while I was on the ground, and that image really haunts me. When I was on the ground looking up at this man who was cheering and fist pumping the air, he was the only one standing while everyone was down on the ground. And I feel like that may be something to look into. However, I don't know much more than that.
Sure. We don't either, unfortunately, at this point. There has been that update, though. Sources citing this, that the rifle that was recovered in the woods, which we did hear about from the officials from this morning's press conference, it would have been branded with transgender and Antifa-based ideas, anti-fascist ideology here. I think we've probably seen plenty of Charlie Kirk videos. He had his views on transgenderism. He knew the difference between a man and a woman. He was very strong in that belief. He was a strong supporter of President Trump, who has been described by folks on the left as being a fascist individual here. So just your thoughts, maybe broadly speaking, as we wait to find out some more information, but about who would wish harm on someone like Charlie Kirk.
Absolutely. I agree with President Trump's statement about the rhetoric in this country leading to violence like this. I believe that there's so much of a narrative going around that people like Charlie Kirk are Nazis, are fascists, and people who are mentally ill take that very, very seriously and feel the need to take that into their own hands. And that is a disturbing reality that we live in. And I think that's part of the reason why I was initially worried when I first walked into the event, just had a pit in my stomach, like something could happen today. Because that rhetoric has been going around and something ultimately did happen. And I 100% attribute that to the rhetoric about Charlie's character, which is absolutely false.
I gotta close the segment, but I'm curious to know, Brandon, will you be attending any more public events like the one you did?
I told my wife yesterday that I don't plan to attend any more public events like this. I think it's too dangerous. I respect those political commentators who will have the courage to continue to do events like this. But unless it's an indoor secure event with metal detectors and things such as that, I don't anticipate participating in any more events like this.